Hello and welcome to this Reaxys webinar on literature searching in Reaxys. My name is Chris Fleming and I'm a training manager here at Elsevier. You will receive an email with links to the slides and recorded webinar within a day or two. If you have any questions during the webinar, please write them into the questions section on your control panel. Today we will look at what is searchable, ways to search for it, and ways to manage the results. So in other words, I'd like to show you the literature content in Reaxys, but we'll spend most of the time talking about literature search fields and other literature search methods, and literature-related tools for expanding, refining, and managing results. If you were to peruse the journal title index in Reaxys, you may be surprised by what you'd find. There are over 6,000 pages worth of journals, as well as other things like some Texas A&M University dissertations, proceedings of the Chemical Society in London, and things like communications and theoretical physics. The over 16,000 periodicals we use covers a broad range of scientific information, covering not only things with the word chemistry, like medicinal chemistry, analytical chemistry, and biochemistry, but also medical topics, research in dentistry, nursing, veterinary science, and other things like geology, ecology, and astrophysics. The information in Reaxys also comes from patents. Reaxys contains patent information from the World, US, and European patent offices. Information covers these IPC codes. Patent coverage goes back to 1803, but for patents between 1803 and about 1978, the information is not as deeply indexed as they are now. So between about 1976 to the present, we excerpt quite a bit of data. What is searchable? Here's an article from Trends in Analytical Chemistry. You can find the Reaxys record for this article by searching by bibliography, titles and abstracts, or keywords. And here's the Reaxys record for that article, the bibliography, and titles and abstracts. And when you search for literature in Reaxys, you are searching titles, abstracts, and keywords from 48 million records. This includes keywords from different sources like Embase, Compendex, Geobase, and Medline, which increases the searchability of an article. And I guess it goes without saying that we also excerpt the structures, reactions, property data, and bioactivity data from an article or patent, and we make those fields searchable as well. And speaking of patents, here is an original patent document. And here is the Reaxys patent record. We usually refer to the patent records in Reaxys as coming from patent documents, because some of it is coming from patent applications, and these inventions are not always granted actual patents. We keep these records in the database even if the patent is not granted. An inventor can apply for a patent in different countries for the same basic invention. The Patent Office creates additional new patent documents from the original patent application document. All of these documents, derived from the same invention, form a patent family, which is a searchable field in Reaxys. The database indexes one patent document from each patent family. Usually this is the first published patent document or an English language equivalent. You can also search for the priority number, which is a standardized application number, by IPC code, by the usual titles and abstracts, and by assignees and inventors. The field for authors, assignees, and inventors may seem a little redundant at times, but the assignees and inventors fields are actually subsets of the author field. How to search for literature. There are three direct ways to a list of citations: Ask Reaxys, the literature search form, and the Reaxys tree. Of course, you can indirectly find citations by searching for substances, reactions, or properties. Here's where they are located on the Reaxys start page. Ask Reaxys, the literature search form, and it should be noted that this form contains bibliographic type fields and also contains text fields. The keyword field is the one I mentioned earlier, and the citation basic index field searches for text and titles, abstracts, and keywords, but not author names. And the third one is the Reaxys tree, an easy way to search literature by hierarchy of indexed terms. Ask Reaxys. Ask Reaxys is very easy to use. Just think of it as Google or Yahoo. Type in a topic, and Ask Reaxys will figure out if you are looking for a list of substances, a list of reactions, or a list of citations. Some examples of citation searches would be Mendeleev to find citations that mention his name, Or if you need a specific journal, just enter some descriptive words like the title, year, and volume. And if you want to search a topic like immobilized metal ion affinity chromatography, just type in the topic. Now, Ask Reaxys isn't perfect. It will not correctly interpret things like Boolean operators or wildcards. But most of the time, it proves to be the quickest way to get information. The literature search form. The bibliographic type fields on the form are just a fraction of the fields available to you. You can add more fields by clicking the Add Remove Fields link. Just select fields from the left to add and select fields from the right to delete. Here's a close-up of the bibliographic fields. The keyword field works the same way that most fields work in Reaxys. You can type into the box or click Lookup to search for the word in the index for that field. It should be noted that the keyword field is only searching keywords, not titles and abstracts. But the Citation Basic Index field searches titles, abstracts, and keywords. It is a great way to do a topic search. It's very similar to the way Ask Reaxys can do a topic search. However, the Citation Basic Index field allows you to use data operators and wildcards. There are some examples on the next slide. Let's say you are looking for citations for immobilized metal ion affinity chromatography, and you don't want to limit your results by using the entire phrase. Remember a few slides back I mentioned that you could not do a search like this in Ask Reaxys because it will not be interpreted correctly. You can do it here, however. This retrieves 62,629 citations. Next is one of the data operators, along with near, or, and not. If you want to narrow it down, because you are looking for IMAC methods, you can use this query, which retrieves far fewer citations. Maybe it's still too broad. So I will add more terms and also make sure I retrieve citations with the word method or the word process. This requires the use of parentheses, as shown here. And just two more. How about plain old IMAC? This retrieves 1,858 citations. Of course, these may include citations that pertain to IMAC computers instead of the separation method that we are interested in. So this time, we'll use IMAC, not Apple or computer. And now we've eliminated about 100 irrelevant citations. The Reaxys tree. This is another easy search tool. You need to find separation methods, but you'd rather select some options instead of formulating the perfect query. Just begin typing separation into the search box and select from the drop-down menu. A tree of index terms will open up, and you just need to check or uncheck the desired terms. Now let's take a look at Reaxys. This may look a little different than what you are used to because I'm using the combined Reaxys and Reaxys medicinal chemistry databases. I'll do one quick search with Ask Reaxys. I mentioned before that Ask Reaxys can interpret the context of your query. Synthesis of caffeine would present you with a list of reactions. Boiling point of benzene would give you a list of substances. Well, if you enter a word like Gabriel, it will offer three options. The first one will retrieve a list of reactions. Gabriel reaction is a named reaction. The second one will give you a list of citations where Gabriel is the author. And the third one will give you a list of citations where Gabriel appears in the titles and abstracts. I'll select the third one. And here are the results with Gabriel in titles and abstracts. Now, if I decide that I really wanted articles that were authored by Gabriel, I don't have to go back to the query page. Just click under the breadcrumbs and choose the second option. We recently added hyperlinks to author names, so clicking on Gabriel will take me to Scopus, where I can get all that wonderful author information that Scopus has. Let's look at the literature search form and the citation fields. Click Add Remove. And here are all the citation fields. I'll select a few of them and then look at them on the query page. Notice there's a field for patent number and one for common patent number. A patent record corresponds to an invention. But the same invention can have a US patent number, a European patent number, plus application numbers. But we only index one of these documents, the first one we receive. It could be an application number, and it could be a patent number. If it is a patent number, that number will go into the patent number field. That patent number will also go into the common patent number field. If an application is indexed and then later receives a patent number, that patent number will go into the common patent number field. One way to put it in perspective is to view the index. For the patent number field, it has about 43,000 pages with 20 per page, so under 1 million patent numbers. For the common patent number, we have about 187 pages times 20, so well over 3 million. I added some patent field definitions to the slides in case you are interested in more information. Here's a query for patents pertaining to affinity chromatography using the same citation basic index query from the slides. And here are the results. In addition to filtering, you can analyze them. For a list of citations, you will probably want to stick to these options. So I can look at the years these patents were published and get an idea of who was working in this area during those years. By selecting the years with the greatest number of patents, I can see in yellow the patent assignees, and then click Limit to filter. Next, I want to export to Excel. Just click Excel, select Options, and here's what your Excel sheet may look like. An alternative to exporting is creating a report. Select your citations by clicking when you see the red triangle appear. Then click Report. Manipulate the selections using up, down, and remove, or add free text by clicking Annotation. Then you can send the report to colleagues as a zipped up XML file. And that covers it for today. Thank you for joining me. If you have any questions, please feel free to write to me at c.fleming@elsevier.com. Thanks a lot and have a great day.